So it's very odd starting a speech or a seminar, a meeting, a symposium, whatever we want to call this gathering we have here. Very odd starting actually in the middle of the day. But here we are. So I can't tell you how many speeches or talks that I've had to start off with good afternoon. Haven't really typed that many times before. But alas, here we are. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The human mind is by far the most amazing part of our creation. Billions of neurons firing constantly, just working every millisecond of the day, only to come to an absolutely tragic end the moment we take the stage to speak. So I say that not just to kind of help myself get through this, but for everybody else up here who has to come up and give speeches. It's more comforting having it to do in front of all of you, simply because we're family. So I didn't bring the rotten tomatoes for you guys to throw, although I did promise one for Josh. But anyway, I am what I choose to become. One of the greatest lessons in life is that nothing will change unless you change. Nothing will get better unless you get better. This year, more than any other, Keystone's gone through some changes. A change, though, that through hard work and discipline will definitely be for the better. Better for all of us as one team. Better for all of us as individuals. If you want something to be better, then you must be better. Time brings change. Education, innovation, those are drivers of change. If individuals and businesses refuse to change, it's all rendered obsolete. The ability to go from resisting change to embracing change, it can happen. It's not easy, it's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. But the next time you're faced with an experience which causes your reality to change, just take a deep breath and take a step back. It's okay to be frustrated. We are all human after all. But once the emotions have calmed down, just remember that me, you, everybody in this room, even the company itself, we're all just works in progress. So I want to take a moment here to thank everybody for being with us here today. We're very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time, and those of you that are new with us this year. Really excited to have all of you and your family, your friends, your guests who could join us. Today is our first annual group symposium. I said it wrong, didn't I? It's a symposium. I think I used 50 words in the last 24 hours for this symposium. Our first annual symposium. Something that's going to grow every year and be bigger every year. And we're gathered in a pretty nice place. And look forward to this event doubling in size next year, right? You're all here because of the shared passion of Keystone's vision and mission. Your passion helps us all to unite, and the energy we create is what allows us to achieve our individual and our group goals. We need you as much as you need us, and we're grateful to have you here with us. Today, we'll be learning of our past performance, our growth and achievements, both as a company and as individuals. During the next few hours, you'll be able to learn through different initiatives and planned activities, different trainings and events, where we're going to grow as employees and blossom into the best people we can be, and blossom into the best company we can be, even outside these walls. So I don't want to drag on. So I'm going to leave some time for Josh to talk. He's going to talk about what the new year will bring. I hope today will be fun, educational for everybody. So a warm welcome again to each and every one of you. Thank you very much for listening. Welcome again. So let's all welcome Keystone's General Manager, Josh English.
All right, guys. Thank you guys all for coming. First off, big round of applause for Chuck, Chelsea, Anthony putting this together for us. I will give you no philosophy, as you guys all know. That's Chuck. I'm just going to give you guys cold hard facts. We're going to go over what the company's done here in the past few years. I'm going to go over basics. Aaron will talk a lot more, as you guys know, about details and stuff like that. And then we'll talk about this next year and what we're looking to do. All right, guys. So this might be in a different place, but it's a company meeting. So we're going to start off with our vision, mission, and values. So our vision: happier employees equal satisfied customers, stronger neighborhoods and communities. Our mission: redefining the contractor experience. And our values: one team, people smart, hungry spirit, humble heart. You guys all know this now at this point. Okay, so goes to Christmas past. So I want to talk about the previous 4 years before we led up to 2020 and 2021. So 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Those are real numbers. I didn't make those up. So all 4 of those years, excluding 2017, we were almost within $100,000, or $10,000, honestly, of the exact same price for 4 years in a row. Okay? So I don't want to say that those were all bad years. As I go through this, I'm going to touch on some people that came on. So a lot of really, really good people came out of those years. So first and foremost, one person came out before that, and that's Ron. Ron, can you raise your hand? Most people in this room know Ron, and if you don't, tonight's a good opportunity to meet him for all you new people. Ron is responsible for a lot of the groundwork of this company. Came on board in 2013. Just recently did he stop some of his day-to-day duties. But in 2013, he's came on, and we actually had Larry Janeski came to the office this week. And he actually mentioned while he was in the office that Keystone at our current size is one of the best laid out companies that he's ever seen, waterproofing companies. It's the type of organization that you see typically in a bigger company, $10, $15 million company. And a good deal of that starts with Ron. 2013, Ron came on, and then there was a lull. I think there may have been some other people that came on after that. But 2016, we actually added Brian McWhirter. Yeah. Over there. So Brian joined the team back in 2016, and he was our top sales guy. So, if you look at these numbers and they're all the same, you know who to blame. Brian. Clearly had no growth for 4 years. So Brian came on in 2016, 2017, Charles Morrison joined the company. So Chuck's been with us since 2017. 2018, the real crazy bunch joined the company. Started with Jeff Martell, the craziest of them all. You guys know him as Wolfman. Anna also joined the company in 2018, along with Shai. 2 of our customer care reps, 2 of the backbones of the company for sure. And then in 2019, we got the wild man himself, Mike Strong. And even though he's not an employee, he's been a big part of the company. In 2019, we also added Chris Lane to the company. So while the years were kind of stagnant in terms of overall production, we did add some very good people that would help us get to where we are today. So 2020. So 2020. So this was an interesting year. In, I should have said actually in the previous slides, in all those years where we sold or installed about 3.8 million, the goal for the company was about $5 million every single year. Every year we were going to hit 5 million, and we consistently fell short, under 4 million every single one of those years. So in 2020, we wanted to hit 5.3. Now, why 5.3? Why did it go from 5 million to 5.3 when so many years in a row we hit less than 4? It's because one of the two biggest things that happened in 2020 was Aaron and I went to meet a company in May, I think, of 19. A company that introduced us into a way of doing business that enabled us to actually get a handle on what we were doing and what we wanted to do. So we came up with some really good plans in 2019, even though we ended the year not that great. But we knew in 2020 we were going to do some great things. So we had a good plan in 2020, and we also added a whole lot of good people. So I want to talk about who we brought on in 2020. I'm sure most of the people in this group would say that it was the best year, but Mike D came onto the team in 2020, our sales manager. Randy, another salesman with the company here. Randy did a lot of huge work in a pretty wild year when we're obviously all dealing with trying to get around COVID. Kelly, another inspector, joined the team in 2020. We also brought on a crap ton of good production people. So Juan, Scott, Bruce, Sean, Austin, all joined the team right around that same time in 2020. So a lot of really great people. And then we brought another great customer care rep in Amika onto the team. So really solidifying a really good customer care group that lasted all through 2021. And last but not least, we also brought on Mary in 2020. So when I talk about the structure of the company, the way it is now, the way our office is, Barry also deserves a ton of that credit. Barry spent a lot of time on the weekends in his spare time making sure that we had what we needed in order to be what we are today. So 2020, our goal was 5.3 million, and we hit 5,313,285. So that happens because we, number one, had a good plan, and number two, and more importantly, we brought on a lot of good people. The 2021 goal was $6.5 million. So remember, all those years before, we didn't even hit 4 million. And then in 2020, we hit 5.3. So in 2021, we fully expected, without really changing much, to get to about 6.5 million, okay? One of the things that we noticed, actually I'll come back to that. Let's go to the next slide. All right, leads. So leads, goal was 3,008 leads. Take a look. It's important to recognize the quarters here because it tells the tale of 2021. So quarter one, 704 leads, quarter two, 797, quarter three, 1275, and quarter four, 592. So total, 3,368. So we crushed our lead goal. And everybody noticed the trend, okay? Because the trend in leads, as long as your marketing's good, which we know Chuck does a great job with our marketing, that kind of gives you a good idea of how our industry works. Okay, first and second quarter are usually roughly about the same, and then the third quarter ramps up and the fourth quarter is a little slower. So let's go ahead to appointments. So appointments, 733, quarter one, 715, quarter two, 1,037, quarter three, and 518, quarter four, for a total of 3,003. Appointments goal was 2,686. So these goals were the goals that we needed to hit that 6.5. So we crushed our leads and appointments goal. So sales, 1,525,768 first quarter, second quarter 1,561,575, quarter three 1,408,667, and quarter four 1,259,164. Total 5,755,174. So what that shows is that while the leads and the appointments ramped up, we didn't ramp up sales. And so, you know, that's why we fell short of our 6.5 down to 5,755,000. Installed, quarter one, 1,552,077. Quarter two, 1,500,994. Quarter three, 1,524,348. Quarter four, 1,246,579. Total, $5,824,000 installed in 2021. So we fell short of the goal of 6.5 million, more so because we had a tough time bringing more good people on to the team. Finding good people was a real problem for us at parts of the year. So you know, that is one of the things that we have to focus on in the next year. Just like we had a great plan in 2020 or in 2019 to set up 2020. In 2021, we had some, like Chuck talked about, a whole lot of change with the company. We made 2 great partnerships in SupportWorks and Basement Systems. So SupportWorks is the company that supplies our foundation repair products. Basement Systems is the company that supplies our waterproofing products. More importantly, these 2 companies really help us in training and supporting us with continued education that we'll be able to use to train all the new people that we have to bring on. So 2 very important partnerships that we started this year, but at the same time, those were also a change for the company in which we had to really change the way that we do things. So, you know, one of the things that Aaron and I were seeing, you know, 2019, 2020, and especially in 2021, the beginning of it, we were getting real expensive. Not only in our prices, but also what it cost us to do business. So it's one of the main reasons why when this opportunity became available, Aaron did everything he could to join up with these 2 companies, to get us the opportunity, what we needed in order to get more efficient at what we do, so that we can be more successful in 2021 and also obviously next year into 2022. So I want to talk on real quick before we get to the next slide. The additions that we added in 2021, we added a lot of people in 21 as well. So Will, back there. Will, raise your hand. So Will is our customer care manager, came to the team to replace Katie, who moved on, and obviously had some headwinds to adjust to a different type of organization. Will is famous for, you know, bringing in his favorite fast food for all of us to have, and he used to be a manager at Chick-fil-A, so we all enjoy that. But Will had a pretty big shoes to fill in Katie, and has done a great job this year helping out our customer care team, leading our customer care team. John here is our service manager, and John is tasked with doing something very important for the company. He's actually taking the service department, which used to be something that just kind of helped out production, and making it into something that hopefully one day will rival production. So he's got a lot of way to go, but we're excited about what's going on. Anthony came on board here. When I was talking about Ron and Barry and making sure that our office is the way we need it to be successful, Anthony's been a huge part in helping kind of complete that picture, helping us every single day to get the office the way we want it. We also brought on a whole bunch of new production people. So Brad Stone, Austin Stone, Devin, Jordan, Tristan, Trey, all came on to our production department, basically doubling, or even a little bit more so, our in-house department, which is going to become an extremely important part of our success in 2022, which we'll talk about once we do the roundtable. We brought Chelsea on, who's helped out here in our marketing team, and we're hoping we'll eventually he doesn't have to do anything, Chelsea will take care of it. We also brought on Will to our service department. So Will's going to be a huge part of our service department going forward. That way Barry doesn't lose all of his hair having to do everything. Kevin, our inspector Kevin came on at the beginning of 2021. So it almost feels like Kevin was in that 2020 group, but he actually came on at the beginning of 2021. And Chris, other inspector Chris back there, has been a great addition, both of them, to our inspection team. So we actually had 2 people leave the company and realize how bad a decision that was, and they came back in 2021. So Randy and Shai both actually came back to the team in 2021, and now they'll never leave.
Correct.
And in 2022, we actually have brought on 2 new people. Now, technically, Daryl started in 2021, but he just kind of got going here in the sales team in the beginning of this year. So Daryl is another inspector we brought on, and Nick, all the way in the back there. Nick is our newest inspector. He's probably the face most of you don't know. So get a chance and introduce yourselves to Nick today, if you haven't met him yet. So, again, a great plan with the type of way that we run our business now, a great partnership in these new companies that we've brought on in order to get us to that next level. And most importantly, guys, really, really great people. Everybody in this room are the best people I've ever worked with, no question. So really, really great people have been able to get us to the point where we can have the type of aggressive goal that we have for next year. So we're going to show the goal now, and then the rest of this meeting, Aaron's going to talk, Jenny's going to talk, but we'll also have a period of time in which the department heads will be able to talk about how we're going to achieve this goal. So, all right, so there you go. 2022's goal is $9 million. So $4 million for 4 years in a row. We upped it to $5.3 million for the goal, and that was clearly the catalyst. And we hit 5.3. This past year, we obviously finished just under 5.9. And this year coming up, we are going to hit $9 million, and we will hit $9 million. I've actually had people come in and say that that goal is too low for this group. So we will hit this goal in this year. And obviously this is our first year having a meeting like this, so next year we'll do it again, and every year after that, so you guys can't make me look stupid. We have to hit the $9 million goal. So, like I said, we're going to bring up the department heads here, and I don't know when, not right away.
After I'm speaking now.
Yep, okay.
A little bit announcing.
All right, well, like I said, I don't do philosophy. There's one thing that I was thinking about when I was making these slides, though, which is one of the best sayings, and a bunch of you have heard me say it before, but a goal without a plan is nothing but a wish. So, that's what we will be doing and talking about here today, and we've already got a plan in place on how we're going to hit that $9 million. But yeah, looking forward to it. I know you guys can all do it, so we'll get it done. Awesome.
We're going to bring up each department manager, and I'll introduce who they are. So let me welcome to the stage our accountant. This is Mr. Mike Strong. Come on up. Thank you very much. Sticking with the theme of Mike's, this gentleman is just an absolute go-getter. One of my favorite people, even outside these walls. Mike Del Guy's our sales manager. Come on up, Mike. I'd love to play a little bit.
Mike Jones.
All right, next person I'm going to invite to the stage is our brand new service manager, John Rivera. Come on up. is our customer care manager. Is our customer care manager, Will Majors. Come on up, Will.
Step to the left.
Why not we all
I
thought he'd do more.
Right foot, left step.
I can do more.
Turn it up.
We currently don't have a production manager. It's kind of a shared duty between a lot of us here. Between Josh and Aaron and myself have shared duties of production manager. So for the sake of this event here, I'm going to ask Josh to come up and act as production manager. Again, he's been asked that. And although I'm moderating, I'm still, well, at least today, still the marketing manager. So I'll play that role here. It's going to be really simple. I'm just going to ask a couple of questions of each of the managers here. Allow them to answer those questions so everybody here knows what's going to happen in the future from the department level. And then what I'm going to do is actually open the floor up to all of you to ask, no holds barred, whatever question you want from whatever department manager you want to talk to. So we're gonna start with Josh actually, because he's just happens. Or maybe I should start with myself. The first change you probably have heard through all of this, and the department managers have gotten used to, or are still getting used to saying this, is they're not goals, they're not goal numbers anymore. They're what are called KPIs. These are key performance indicators. When you hear these numbers, these are our goal numbers, but you'll hear them referred to as KPIs from here on out. So simply, so Josh, for the production department, and I might slip in some few words about the production department for 2022. What are the goals or the KPIs? What are the KPIs for the production department have to look forward to in 2022?
All right, so KPIs for the production department, we've already kind of known them because we go over them every Monday. Number one, we got to hit $9 million. So that is goal number one. The other KPIs that we have are our collection percentage. We got to hit 90% collection percentage. We also have to hit our net promoter score. So 90% net promoter score. That's how much you guys are liked in the house, pretty much. And 30,000 per week per crew. So what does that mean? If it's 30,000 per week per crew, you ask me that.
You can keep going as long as you like.
That means we need a lot more crews. So to hit $9 million, we basically have to double our production team. So that will be the goal for this year, and it's going to be something that we focus on heavily every single week, every single day, every single month. So if you guys have any questions on how we're going to do that, let me know.
So the next question would be then, what are you excited about for the production department other than, I guess, maybe adding crews for 2022?
I'm stoked about it. I mean, number one, all the people that are on the current production team, our production team has never been this much in-house. We've always been kind of more a subcontracting company. And in 2020, we kind of started to change that with the addition of Juan and Bruce and Scott and all you guys. And then in 2021, we compounded on that with Brad and Austin and Trey, Tristan, all you guys, Jordan, Devin. So I'm really excited to continue to bring on people like you guys to double this force, because I have a lot of fun working with you guys every single day. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, thank you. So as we go through the rest of the panel, if you have any questions about production, or Josh specifically, or Josh is general manager, save them and get ready to ask them at the end. Again, this is no holds barred in the questions. So we're going to move down to Mike. Mike Strong, definitely strong. Backbone with what he does, backbone of the company. He is our accountant. So Mike, what are the KPIs for the accounting department for 2022?
Material cost, 24%. Net income, 10%. And no delays on any jobs.
So what are you excited about for the accounting department in 2022?
To get QuickBooks and 360, putting it together, and them two are going to be linked and work together.
So if anybody has any questions about accounting for Mike, we'll save them for the end, but don't forget them. Get the boom boys, you don't have to just pass them on. Mike D, in the sales department, what are your KPIs for the upcoming year?
$9,000 sales, obviously, what is that?
Average sale.
Average sales, thank you. I'm picturing all of you naked, by the way.
Us too.
$2,750, as far as our, God, you're right, when you're spoken to on here, it's a lot harder than even when he just spoke. Okay, so $2,750 would be our ADL, and then a 34% close rate, and obviously $9 million in sales.
And what are you excited about for the sales department in 2022?
I'm excited about the new guys and seeing where they are now and where we can take them, not just in their professional life, but in their personal life. And obviously the guys that have been here a little bit longer, you guys had some really good numbers this year, and I believe that every one of you could get over 1.5, if not to 2 million. I think you two could probably write 2.5. Maybe Kelly, maybe you two.
Moving on to John. John Rivera, our service manager. John, what are the KPIs for the service, the newly created KPIs?
Well, we got to do 75% quoted every time we get out there, but I think that's a easy number to get above that throughout the year. And then $450 average dollar per stop, which again I think that's the minimum. I'm encouraged by the team that I work with every day. Will and Barrett have 100% confidence that this is going to be something that next year we'll be talking about, doubling that or increasing that by a lot. These guys are highly capable, and then 50% closing on each stop. So that's something that we've been working on with the new software, with the new education, and just kind of developing the things that are available to us in the service department and making that a viable part of the company. I'm excited to see what we can accomplish this year. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we can accomplish this year. Like I said, Barry's been here for a couple of years, but it seems like he's been here forever, and he's one of our most experienced servicemen, and when he's not yelling at me and Will, but it's pushing us to do the best we can every day, and being the best we can to our customers. So, and then Will coming on with that energy, and knowing every product that we have right now, and I just think like it's the group as a whole. We all bring something different to the table, and it seems to be a good mix right now. So I appreciate them, and I'm excited for 2022.
So Will, what are the KPIs for the customer care department going into 2022?
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of you guys may know, but my department is sort of like two departments in one. I have appointment setting as well as inside sales. So from an appointment setting standpoint, our goal for the year is 3,309 appointments. Now you may think, oh my goodness, that is a lot of appointments. But if you just go back and just look at the numbers that we did for 2021, we blew that out of the water. So I have nothing but confidence that my guys in the appointment setting is going to blow that. Our goal is to do 90% appointments to leads to appointments. That is the amount of appointments or the amount of leads coming in, converting them into appointments. And our appointments to issue is 90% as well. The second part is inside sales, and our inside sales rep, Shy, she is going to hit 900,000 for the year. And I have no doubt that she actually is probably going to do 1 million, if not more. Just in the past, quarter, she has hit almost 250,000. So that right there just goes to show you the potential and the growth that my department has been pushing out. So I'm excited to see what 2022 is going to bring. There's been a lot of growth in my department in the past 6 months. You know, customer care is responsible for generating the production for the sales. And there's been a lot of change in the past 6 months, but I think my team has done a terrific job in navigating the waters and really adjusting to the change. And I'm excited to see what 2022 is going to bring to really help us to, you know, hit the overall goal, which is $9 million. And no doubt, you know, our team is going to really help the company produce that. So I'm excited to see what, you know, is coming.
Marketing, believe it or not, has won. Just one KPI. And that's very, very strict cost per lead. Cost per lead, for those of you who don't know, how much it costs the company for us to get a viable lead through the door that customer care can book as an appointment, that sales can run and sell, and that production can install on the ground. So our cost per lead this year for 2022, I believe 170. I'll definitely push towards being well below that every year previous to this one. We've been below that, so there's no reason why we won't continue that way. All right, so hopefully we have some questions for everybody up here one at a time. Does anybody have a question for a specific department they'd like to ask? Again, no, nothing's taboo. It may not get answered, but nothing's taboo to ask.
I can ask a generalized question to everyone. I don't even know if it's a question as more of a statement or a team thing. I don't know. I just like, you know, this is great. I love the company and everyone here and the vibes. Like you said, Chuck, in the beginning, you know, you feel comfortable talking on stage because this is family. Well, you know, the plan is to kind of like double in size here within the next year. So I'm hoping we can keep that feel, you know. I don't know.
You're speaking specifically about the family feel.
Yeah, the company, you know, the whole, you know. You know, just that everyone can stay on open communication and there doesn't become like walls between departments type feeling, you know what I mean?
Do you want to answer that?
Yep. So basically, the way that we continue to keep it just like this is through making sure the most important thing, that the lens that we look through when we bring new people onto the company now, I don't care so much about what kind of experience you have, what kind of soft skills you might have had. The bigger thing to us at this point in time is finding more people like you, finding more people like Juan, you know, like Scott, you know, good people. That's the most important thing. Everybody, you know, can be pretty much shown how to do what we do. It might take some time. Sometimes it takes longer for certain people, you know. But at the end of the day, as long as they've got that good backbone, we'll continue to be just like we are here. So that's the first most important thing when we bring anyone on. So yeah. And also, in terms of being open, you know, Aaron will probably talk about the fact that we're probably going to have to move into a new building sometime soon here. And my goal is that there will be almost no walls in that building. Big, open, gigantic areas where we all operate, so. So yeah, good question.
Anybody else want to take a crack at that question? About the family atmosphere as we grow?
Well, I think you hit on it, Kevin. I think communication is everything.
Thank you, Kevin, for asking a question. Just gonna hit some music, guys. Thank you for being up here. Round of applause for All right, so for this next few minutes, I'd like to take a few moments and play a few videos for all of you. A lot of the videos you're going to see tonight are ones you've seen before. A lot of the videos you're going to see tonight are ones you may have heard that we have out there. So for instance, I'm going to play for you, or Chelsea's going to play for you, the commercials that are out on TV right now. Some of you have seen them, some of you haven't, but they're all new now. And they were actually all produced for us by SupportWorks. So I'm going to play those for us. I'm going to play a few other videos for us. And if you recall, we had our Redefined documentary video, which we brought out 3 months ago, 2 months ago? 2 months ago. We did that in the warehouse, the cold, difficult to see warehouse. So we'll play that again for you now. But we'll start off with some fun videos first. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Good evening, Keystone Basement Systems. My name is David Slobotsky. I'm the Business Development Manager here at SupportWorks. Really excited to welcome you guys into the network, and can't wait to see what 2022 and beyond has to bring for both SupportWorks and everyone there at Keystone Basement Systems. Have a great evening.
Okay, these are TV commercials? All right, so this is the first of 3 TV commercials that are now playing on our local TV, and we do OTT. So if anybody does any streaming services or streaming television, watching through the apps, you might actually catch our commercial there as well too.
Life's frustrating enough. Let's fix what we can, like the foundation problems causing your uneven floors. Call today for your free inspection and fix your frustration.
Notice some white spot areas. Those are where the graphics, they're called lower thirds, where they go in for the TV. These are quick 15-second spots. And we've gone into something this year that we haven't done before, and we're wrapping. It's called wrapping commercials, wrapping time blocks. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Instead of a full 30-second spot, we take the first 15 seconds coming into commercial break, and we take the last 15 seconds coming out of commercial break. So the cost to us is the same, but the viewership actually goes up about 35% by doing that. We also started doing that on the radio side as well. Good.
Life's frustrating enough. Let's fix what we can, like the foundation problems causing your sticking doors. Call today for your free inspection and fix your frustration.
Again, the nice new logo will be there at the end, and the call to action, of course, our website and how to get a hold of us. This is the last one of the campaign from what's called Mildly Infuriated.
Life's frustrating enough. Let's fix what we can, like the foundation problems causing your sticking windows. Call today for your free inspection and fix your frustration.
The next set are also the TV commercials. This one is this is one that hasn't hit the local airwaves yet. This is just through the social media. This, I believe, will hit February, starting February.
Well, here's to another trip around the sun, ladies.
Another year older, and my foundation crack is another inch longer.
I swear my porch just started sagging.
What are you going to do, though, right? You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your foundation problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
That's definitely one of my favorite commercials there. So that'll actually start. It's actually end of this month here where this starts. This next video is the last video we have tonight. This is the documentary style video movie that Aaron wrote and I was able to produce about, well, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And I'm happy the way it came out, that it turned out, and hopefully it means something to everyone in this room as well. So we'll let that one play.
Not too long ago, it was common to meet someone who had pride in where they worked and what they did for a living. Opportunity seemed abundant with businesses that provided real careers for people willing to work hard while producing quality goods and services for their customers. The neighborhoods and communities where these people worked were strengthened by the quality work these people provided and enriched by the pride they brought back to their homes and communities each day. This is the story that once made our country strong. Lately, that story seems increasingly rare to come across. That opportunity seems ever so scarce. That pride seems to be missing. In its place are people working thankless jobs that provide a noticeable lack of quality to its customers, and the destruction of pride that comes when there is no longer honor in what one does. People have stopped believing in what they do, and their communities and neighborhoods are suffering. Without strength and professional purpose and honor in one's enterprise, pride is impossible. We at Keystone Basement Systems believe we can change this. We believe that a simple change of mindset can make a profound change in our communities. By embracing strength of purpose and honor in practice, pride will grow in our small part of the world. We believe this single, seemingly mundane change of mindset can spread, creating a ripple effect, the full extent of which we'll likely never know. We believe that by doing small things differently, better, and with intention, our employees will go home at night feeling fulfilled, knowing that their actions will create an impact in their community and for the homeowners they serve. More than that, we believe that happier employees, successful businesses, and satisfied customers lead to better neighborhoods and stronger communities. That's why we believe that small ripples can eventually change our homes, communities, and much, much more.
So that's our redefined video, redefining the industry. You're gonna hear that a lot. We have a redefined poster over here, redefining the experience, the contractor experience for the homeowner, and redefining the career. But we want to make, just like Kevin said, we want Keystone to be the place that everybody wants to work. So that the video says a lot of things to a lot of people, and we'll actually have more of those things like that coming out to see as well. So I'm going to take a moment here. So at this moment, we're going to go back into some speeches, some people who want to talk. There we go. All right, so I'd like to take a moment. Welcome her to the stage, Jenny Stahl. Well, Jenny, as she walks up there, I'm going to say a few things. Not everybody gets to see Jenny all the time, especially our production guys and our sales guys. Your ships passing in the night, but Jenny, as you don't know, Jenny is Darren's wife and owner of the company as well. So we're going to take a moment to hear what Jenny has to say.
Hey guys, how are you today? I guess this afternoon, but all right. So today I want to talk to you about what our partnerships with Basement Systems and SupportWorks mean for you and your families. So every single person in this room has the opportunity to grow within our company with the support from the networks. We have so much support that there is no reason we can't all excel. That means growing to levels none of us have ever imagined. We are going to make it to those levels faster and smarter as well. We have only just begun to learn all about what they offer. Can you imagine 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year? All of those processes are there for us. We just have to implement them. We have all done an amazing job so far, but we are just scratching the surface. The amount of support and resources that SupportWorks and Basement Systems offers is amazing. There are no other networks out there in our industry that do that. So why did they want to partner with us? Well, the answer is simple. We had such a great foundation to start with. We were a strong company, and they have made us even stronger. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Far and away, the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." We are going to be an unstoppable company, but we aren't going to be able to do it without each and every one of you. Thank you.
So he's already on stage, so I don't know how I'm going to do something. I ruined everything. Just jump to the gun.
I'm not a great public speaker, so you're not going to be blown away or anything like that. So
Just for the sake of the day.
the choppiness is set in the tone.
Of the afternoon. Just for the sake of the afternoon and everything we put together, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Stahl.
Thank you. I want to first thank Chuck. I want to thank Anthony. I want to thank Chelsea for setting this up. This is very nice. I'm glad that they did it, and thank you for the idea to do this, Chuck. I want to thank all of you for coming, all your significant others, everyone you brought with us, to learn a little bit more about Keystone. That's what we wanted this to be, more than just a rah-rah speech, but more of a look into who we are, where we're going, and the things we're trying to accomplish. And I want to thank, I think Shai, is she remote because I know she's not feeling well, I don't know if she's part of that, but the people that can't be here because of illness and stuff like that, I want to make sure that I recognize them as well. So, as you saw in the last video, what we're trying to do, we're trying to make this company something, and we've done a great job thus far, we have ways to go, but we're trying to make a company that's a great place to work. And we want to do that for a number of reasons. So, some of them are obvious. I mean, we fix people's homes, and that's an important thing to do, especially because there's not, and most of you that are family here and maybe don't know the industry, ours is one where there's not a lot of great companies. There's not a lot of exceptional companies out there that do great work. And so it's an underserved problem. And I wanted to build, back at the beginning, a great company, even though I didn't know what that was, back when I first started this. But I knew I wanted a company that people were proud to work at, that did great work, and that people that we served got great results. And it's easier said than done, actually, to do that, even with having the right intentions. So what I wanted to talk about today a little bit is the persistence that every one of you that works with Keystone has shown that have led us along this path to make ourselves a better company. And this would be the spirit of which we all operate with that makes us into an even greater company as we move forward. So I want to start really with 2021, but not in the way that the other team members talked about. 2021 was it was supposed to be the year that we didn't change anything. 2020 was the COVID year, which meant tons of challenges, talk about disruption, and I'm sure, even people that don't work for Keystone, I'm sure where you do work, there was probably tremendous disruption in your day-to-day processes, what you do, how you do it, and all these various things. So when 2020 was over, that would be my phone, I forgot the signs. When 2020 was over, I remember distinctly talking to the management team, and in doing so saying that this year, we're just going to get back to the basics, do what we're supposed to do, fix people's homes, and there's not going to be a lot of new things that we take on this year. 2020 was so disruptive, and we were so disjointed, and we were all over the place, and even though we did a great job and we handled it well, it was still stressful for everybody. And so the year started, and much like years past, I don't think there was anything too remarkable that happened in the beginning of the year. And one thing did happen, And when you're striving to be a good company, you have to do a lot of things. But one of the things you have to do is you have to, compete for business against other people. Your message of what you do has to compete with other companies' messages. And then you're selected based on a lot of things, but one of them is how the homeowner feels about you. And so we were, internally working hard to try to be the best company we could be. Sure, make mistakes, fix them, try to get better at doing all those things. Then one of our competitors was bought out by a very large company. And although that's not important to who we are and what we do, it did change the landscape of things. It changed the pace in which we had to adapt to the environment and overcome. And what I mean by that is, Pittsburgh in this market, what we do, has always had a lot of small companies. There hasn't really ever been large companies and that kind of pressure that comes along with that. That pressure did come in 2021, and that presented a very big disruption to what we do. It was a disruption in the sense that we had now what would become a very large competitor. And so we in turn had to make sure that we moved along and became bigger and stronger in order to win as much business as we could to compete with that entity. It would be a shame if a company that wants to do well, a company where the people are acquired because they want to do well, where the products and everything we do is geared towards quality and helping the homeowner. It would be a shame if we weren't able to successfully convey that message to homeowners in order to earn their business, in order to help them. It would be a shame if this entity that we've started, where we're trying to do well and do right by the people that are in it, in order to get that good end result, wasn't able to survive. And so 2021 was a challenge in the sense that we had to rethink who we are and what we're going to do. And we did quite well when we recognized that we had to grow by immediately connecting with some new opportunities. Once we heard that there was availability with basement systems and availability with SupportWorks, we immediately got on the phone, contacted them, reached out, visited them, and when we did that, we were very impressed with who they were. This was a partnership that was going to help us on our mission. They were very well organized. The people that were there were very pleased to be there. They knew they were doing good work. They knew that what they were doing mattered. It mattered to not only the people in the company with them, but it mattered to the people that got their product. And that was something that when I went out there, although they have nice buildings, they have nice products, they have nice brochures, and all these things are, of course, very nice. The thing that was most impressive was how much the people that were there loved being there, and how focused and how much it meant to them, the end result and the work that they were doing for their customer. And when we came back from meeting with them and eventually partnered with them, we knew that this was going to be a great thing because they were going to give us the resources. Their beliefs were the same as ours. They were just bigger. And then we needed to use them and leverage them to become bigger ourselves in an effort to become a counterweight to this other force that doesn't necessarily believe in those things. So that was a big change that was hoisted upon the company, was we are going to change from a smaller company to become a bigger one. That comes with challenges. We're going to change the products that we use because the ones that we were currently using weren't necessarily the most efficient. So we have to change those. We're going to change the processes that we use because the ones we use that were okay would never scale. They would present too much friction as we became a bigger company. And then on top of that, we needed, if we were going to revamp our structural stuff, we had to revamp our waterproofing processes and our waterproofing materials as well. And so we started the year saying we weren't going to really have much change. And come around June or July, and I'm asking all of you that worked in the company to change everything. I mean, I don't know what we didn't change, besides our address, and even that, we're growing out of that building to the point where we'll probably have a new one by this time next year or hopefully. So it was very challenging. It was daunting what we did. And when I met with the people at SupportWorks and Basement Systems and asked them, when you work with a new client, what do most people do? What do the people do that survive and flourish, and what do the people do that don't? And one of the biggest things that came across was, you as the leader of the company have to believe in what you're doing. And on top of that, you're going to have to ask the people in your organization to change literally everything they do. And on top of that, The people that are successful, they don't wait and do this over a year. They do these changes immediately. And yes, it's difficult, but if your team is tough and you believe in what you're doing, you'll come out on the other side glad you did it. Because the people that take these changes and do them over a year or 6 months, they don't quite have the sense of urgency. And because of that, things aren't adopted quickly. And that, with the disruption that comes along with this, leads to people becoming dispirited. In a way, it was said by one of the people there, that I forget his name actually as I'm saying this, you can, one way or another, this is going to be difficult. Do it all at once and you'll come out on the other side a better company. And so in 2021, that's what we did. And we saw some of the numbers that Josh was showing. I'm kind of going off script there, but it dovetails into what I'm saying. You can see in our industry, quarter one, quarter two is, kind of normal. Quarter three is where everything happens. And in quarter four, around Christmas and all, it's not a very big quarter. And these changes that we were going to undertake, we literally started them in June. So what should have been the most prosperous quarter for us, we actually had to sort of surrender those plans. We couldn't just say, well, we'll get to it in 9 months, or we'll get to it in 3 months. Let's just go and do what we're doing. This is our busy time, June, July, August, September. That's when most of our, our transactions happen. That's when we fix most of the homes. We actually had to do something different. We had to, not quite abandon those plans. We were still conducting business, but when you're adopting all of these new processes, these new products, it slows down your momentum. And so even though we didn't hit the goal that we set out to, it was most assuredly because we adopted most of these changes when we should have been our most busy. But the reason I'm bringing this up, though, is because the theme throughout all of this, and really throughout the history of the company, has been our persistence. We've always had good intentions, and we've always done the right thing, hard as it might be. And we've always persisted, and it's because of the attitude of the people in the room, because the people in the room are the right people, because we try to attract people that care, people that want to do the right thing, people that want to give a good product to the customer, people that want to be a part of a good organization. And that's why we made it through those difficult times. I say difficult, not difficult in the sense that we were going to quit, just difficult in the workload we had to do, difficult in what Josh had to do, what Chuck had to do, what everyone in this room had to do. Last year was very difficult for us. I guarantee, Josh works a ton of hours. There's no way he worked more in any other year than he did in 2021. It'd be impossible. There was just so much going on behind the scenes that he did to help this come to fruition. And there were so many changes onto sales, production, to everybody. There's not a single person in this room that didn't have to immediately shift and change what they did, but I'm glad we did, because now we're on the other side and we're starting to see the benefits of that. We were always a good company. We always believed in doing the right thing. But now we have more tools and more resources to be able to do it. And now we're going to do what we set out to do, what we've always wanted to do, which is to become the dominant company in Pittsburgh, not because of having more money or because of being, more slick or underhanded or anything like that. We're going to do it because we're going to have people that love where they work, which in turn is going to make sure that the end product that the customer gets is great. Because you have to have a happy employee if you're going to have a satisfied customer. It's one of our core values. And it's true. Does a dissatisfied customer produce a quality result for the end user? No, not reliably at least. So the keystone of what we're going to do, the keystone is we have to have happy employees, and those happy employees with the processes and the products that we have with Basement Systems and with SupportWorks are going to render just a great result for the customer. That great result for the customer is going to build our reputation. And with that, along with the other things we're doing, we're going to reliably and safely grow. 9 million, 12 million, 15 million. And those are just numbers. That isn't really how you measure the company. It is a measurement, but it's not the one that matters. What matters is there's plenty of people out there that have their homes that have problems with them. There's plenty of people out there that need our help. But in the past, we haven't been big enough to go and to fix the majority of those problems. And now, for better or for worse, that other entity that came into the market that's going to sort of grow and that we're going to have to grow to be able to battle with is going to make us better, because it's going to speed the timeline that I once had in my head and the management team had in their head as well. Before that happened, we were thinking, 10% growth is good and, move on and move on. But now we realize that that's not going to work. We have to get bigger. We have to get much bigger quicker. In order to do that, though, we have to avoid certain pitfalls like Kevin talked about. How do you grow and yet still maintain your integrity? How do you grow and maintain the atmosphere that everyone enjoys here. Because I'm not going to say it's easy, it's going to take more work. So the first thing that Josh alluded to, which is 100% correct, you have to attract like-minded people. People that are excited for doing the right thing for a customer. People that are excited that they want to help other people and help their homes. You know, one thing that sometimes is maybe lost, probably not on production and sales because they're in the house, but when somebody has the type of problem that we fix, for a lot of people it's very scary. These problems are not very well known. And when a customer finds them, they're not sure what to do. And what makes the problem worse is there's not a lot of people and a lot of companies that invest in training or invest in people that want to find the right solution. And so when our sales guys can attest to this, when they go out to the home, we have a lot of frustrated people. They're not necessarily frustrated for their problem, although that certainly exists. They're frustrated because they're getting bad advice, poor advice, contradictory advice, and they don't know what to do. And it's not as if these problems are hundreds of dollars to fix, or they're thousands, $10,000. And we need to make sure that we're available to help fix these problems. We need to make sure as we grow, we attract the right people that want to fix those problems in the way that we do. So as we grow, we have to make sure that we stick to our core values. So to answer your question, that's how you grow and you don't lose your integrity. That's how you grow and you don't lose the atmosphere that everybody likes. It's by every decision being made through the lens of those core values. And if everything is done that way, if your mission and your vision and all those things are aligned, yes, you'll get bigger. You'll get more complex, no doubt about that. There'll be more people, for sure. But you won't lose the spirit of what you are and who you are. And that's going to be very important for us, and that has to be what we make every decision based on in order to avoid that as we grow. My vision for us ultimately is to be the best company we can be, the dominant foundation repair company in Pennsylvania. And I want to do that because it's something, for some reason, it's always what I wanted to do. Most people in this room know this, but my father had a waterproofing company, and it was not the waterproofing company that I would want, not at all. There was good parts about it, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't, it wasn't results first. It wasn't, doing right by the customer all the time. It wasn't that it was terrible, but it just didn't have those values, and I never liked that. And when you grow up in a business that's kind of, for most people, at least some people, don't feel this way, but you tend to do what you grow up in. And so I always kind of had an idea I'd be in the foundation repair business. I didn't necessarily think that I would own a company, but I always knew I'd be in this business. And fate had it that I eventually did start my own firm, and very early realized that even if you have good intentions, that doesn't mean you're going to get a good result. And what I mean by that is, if you're one person and you're small, your voice is small, your impact is small, you can't really do very much. You need other people to be able to help amplify that message, to be able to build that company, to be able to help people do the right thing. And attracting the right people makes you stronger. And in the beginning, I didn't quite know that. I thought that I would hire on somebody's skills or something like that, and it didn't quite work out. Over time, trial and error, a lot of that, we've now really have it dialed in as to who we are. And I think we're doing a great job of attracting people like everyone in this room that share that same vision. And I think that's why we've been so successful, and that's why we will be successful going forward. So I'm not going to belabor the point any further and keep you guys here listening to me, because I'm not a very good public speaker, but I just wanted you guys to know that I was very proud of how we did last year. We were very persistent. We overcame a lot. Lots of challenges beyond just the stuff of new products and things of that nature. Bringing on new people was challenging. We had every issue under the sun in terms of vehicle issues, COVID issues, all those things. And yet here we are, stronger than we were last year, and I guarantee we'll be stronger next year when we're here. And a lot of that is because we have the right people. It's you guys in this room that are making this reality that I'd like to have happen. It's not me. I want a great company to help great people, but for the most part, it's you guys that do everything. And it's your perseverance that led us through these tough last couple of years. 2020, we did great, COVID and all that. 2021, with all the challenges, we did great. And it's because we're attracting the right people. And that's one promise that I will have for you, is that we're going to continue to attract the right people to get this done. And will it be perfect? Of course not. It will be a work in progress, always. Will we, make some good moves and then screw one up? Of course. I've never made 16 great moves in a row. It's, two good, one bad. And keep going, and keep persisting. So that'll probably continue. But I do promise this, that we will attract people that are similar to you, similar to our values, in order to advance the mission. And in order to save all these other people out there from making a bad choice with a bad company, which is what has really been the reality for most people for far too long. So in the end, that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. There's a lot of reasons. Of course, we need employment. Of course, we need something to do. But if we're going to do that, if we're going to spend our time doing this, then it should be with a noble purpose. Why do we do this? Because it's not easy. You guys know it's not easy. You do it every day. We do it because, first of all, it needs done. So if it's going to be done, there should be somebody that can do it well, right? And that's what we're going to do. And then secondly, we do need to present a better option, because for far too long, and our guys see this all the time, especially the sales guys, they go out to houses where people have had repairs done that didn't work, that they spent tons of money on. And now they're in a hole with the same problem they had before. And that was because they say things like, well, we didn't know you were out there, we didn't know you existed. And this time has to change. They have to know who we are, and we have to be one of the options they think of. And if we do that, and we have the right people, and we keep our core values in mind, then we're going to grow, we're going to grow well, and most importantly, we're going to earn it and deserve it. And so, thank you for all the work you guys did last year, this year, going forward, and everything else in the past. Because every success we have is really because of you guys. So thank you very much.
That may have been the shortest speech we expected. I'm actually going to just take a moment here and try to fix this buzz. Didn't start this until about halfway through. So I can move on with an awards ceremony here. Give me one moment here. All right, so this is the end. This is it. You guys survived through it. Thank you for being here. But before we roll into dinner, for those of you who are staying for dinner, hopefully all of you, I know a lot of people will be joining us for dinner as well, those that couldn't be here with us for this portion. But right now, we're going to start our Keystone Awards. We've given awards away, we've given plaques away before, throughout the years. I know at least the years that I've been here, probably longer, long before then. But this is just another process where we're going to start standardizing what we do and make sure we do this over and over again for our culture and our employees and all of you. So we have some awards. This is the inaugural Keystone Awards. They're little statues like the Oscars, but it's Aaron. Flex down. So a couple of categories, and then I'll tell you how this was voted. The people were nominated through the whole leadership team. So everybody from every department was able to nominate somebody, and then we put on the board and pick a winner based on number of votes received. So I'll tell you the title of the award, and I'll do my best to give you the essence of the award, and then I'll call that person up, and Jenny will be able to hand that award out. And if someone wouldn't mind being photo op for me. Being photographer, thank you. At least I can trust you. I think. Maybe that's questionable. So our first award, this is the Keystone Spirit Award. This award is presented to the person who is can't call it excitement, but it's more than that. It's who is on our side all the time, who promotes us not just from within because they're told to, but who promotes us everywhere they go because they want to. That's really the essence of this award. And I think this one may have been unanimous. I don't remember, but this one may have been unanimous. So for our Keystone Spirit Award, everybody congratulate Anna Manger. second award, and I promise, we have, what, 33 employees, so we have, we don't have 33 awards. It would be kind of interesting, though, to have 32. Our next award is for Most Improved. This is going to be more and more difficult to win, I hope. I hope everybody works their best all of the time, but everyone's going to start somewhere, and everybody has a pathway to follow, and this particular person had a really, really impressive pathway from last year to this year. So, for our Most Improved Award winner, Jeff Martell. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff doubled, more than doubled. 100% improvement from one year to the next.
Good job, Jeff.
I was going to make it moon-shaped, but... So this award's a nice one of my favorites, actually. This is the Rising Star Award. Now, to be eligible for this award, you have to be hired and currently employed within the year that we have this. So we're celebrating 2001, going into 2020, or 2021, going into 2022. So you had to have been hired in 2021, and you had to have had growth quicker than expected, kind of embodying everything of all these awards. You know, the improvement, the attitude, all the good things that you all have. But we had to. This is a tough one to pick. This really was. We have a lot of good people that came in this year. It was so difficult. That's reading the card. This ended in a tie. So. Our first winner for our Rising Star is actually Shy. Who, yes, that's right. She cannot be here with us tonight. Her illness with her little girl and herself not feeling well. Didn't want to risk anything. So, Will, would you like to accept this for Shy? Come on up and accept this for Shy. No, you know what we'll do is when Shad does come back to the office, we'll recreate it.
Where's your tattoo?
Get some eyeliner real quick.
I tried.
Like I said, this category was a tie, one of the more difficult categories for us to pick. And our other winner for the Rising Star Award is Brad Stone. I didn't vote for him. This is where we get to the meat of it, because as difficult as that category was, and I'm hearkening back to when all the managers got together and picked our categories and nominations, etc. This category was difficult as well. It also ended in a tie. So this is the Selfless Attitude Award. And the essence of the Selfless Attitude Award is, look, we're all here every day. And nose to the grindstone and do the best job we can possibly do. But there are people out there that work for us, multiple ones, that are always looking out for the guy next to them. And they'll give up what they have to do to ensure that what the person next to them has to do is done. When I came on board here, just over 5 years ago, the person that helped me most in getting me as part of the Keystone team just happens to be one of those winners tonight. So it did end in a tie. The first person I'd like to welcome, and this is a personal favorite of mine. It's going to sound really weird here in a moment. I'll let you know why. for the Selfless Attitude Award is Ron Melker. And everybody in this room knows why he deserves this award. Here's where my comments got weird, right? Because it was a tie. Who won the second one? Anthony Morrison. I recused myself from that vote. Coming up to the end here, this was actually the first award we thought of because it's so important to all of us. This is the Customer Service Award. This is an award, the essence of this award goes to the person who exemplifies customer service. Customer service is something that we've all talked about. I specifically have used trainings on Mondays to talk about how we're all in customer service and how every interaction we have with a customer, from the time they see us somewhere, through marketing channels, all the way through the calls that customer care does for the NPS scores. We're all in customer service, but there's one person not a time warp. There's definitely one person who exemplifies the customer service that we look for and want everybody to strive for. And that one person who won this award, Barry Turner. I don't think I've ever seen him super. Our last award is actually titled the Keystone Award. The essence of this is the person who embodies everything Keystone. This is a little bit of everything, a little bit of customer service, a little bit of the selfless attitude, a little bit of the Keystone spirit. This is a little bit of everything. This is the perfect mix of everything Keystone and the person who embodies that spirit day in, day out, through and through. This is our final award of the night, and our Keystone Award is awarded to Brian McWhirter. So any moment now well, because we're a little ahead of schedule, but that's okay. We really thought Aaron would talk longer. So used to it. So we have a little bit of time here before dinner does get served here, about 20 minutes. So there's coffee in the back, there's water at the tables. We'll turn the music up. Is there a chance to mingle and talk a little bit? Especially for those of you that can't stay for our dinner. This is a great time. I'm kind of glad we get this time for you to hang out with us. So. This is it. This is the chance to enjoy ourselves, pat ourselves on the back for the changes we went through, coming out the other side, fighting, and really looking forward to what these rounds will bring us in 2022. Thanks, guys.